In the bookstore a few days ago, it was difficult for me to bypass this book, which is titled The Secret Diary of Hendrik Groen, 83 and a quarter years old. And the sketch of him on the front cover would lead you to believe that he must have been a full cousin of the Australian author Patrick White. The face seems to tell the story of one who had complained since the very first time he took milk from his mother's breast. And yet behind the face, there was a person who could ponder the passion of someone who would pay $310,000 for a prize pigeon. Behind the external flatness of the face, there was a person living a life of passion and difference. The human mind can lead the human being into marvelous pursuits, into the most complex Einsteinian calculations, into the very depths of Freudian explorations of the unconscious influences of human behavior. The human mind, functioning freely and fully, can open a whole area of astonishing creativity and achievement in the field of music and poetry, art and science, can provoke a person to the constructive resolution of the most complex human conflicts, can open a person up to the meaning of life, to pursue the arguments about the existence of God, to the whole understanding of the meaning of words and the meanings that are hidden behind the words. In all of that, the mind worries and grieves, forgets and can never forget. My word tangles with his word. My memory tangles with my mood. I'm muddled over how I said something the other day, and I mull over it again and again as to what you thought of what I said. I fear of what he might say, and I'm frequently frustrated with what I could have said and I didn't say. Some will not listen to any reason, and some are ready to push a rumour. Oh yes, in the book, good news, he says, good news. Our cook, the cook in the old folks' home, the blandest, most tasteless, no-salt cook in the whole of the Netherlands, has been given the sack. The reasons not made public. But rumour has it that he was too liberal with the wine. Not in the food, you understand. So the book says. So there it is. My concern here today is to focus on ways to heal the mind. Back in 1977, Sidney Block, a professor of psychiatry in this city, published his book, Understanding Troubled Minds. It has since gone through several editions. His concern was how to understand unusual behaviour, disturbed behaviour, the troubles of the human mind, the tragedies of a human mind that's lost its way. But we can put that aside for the moment and realize that we can do a lot to understand our own minds, everyday human beings, how we quarrel, how we hurt each other, how we strive for our goals and how we sometimes succeed and sometimes fail, how we grow and how we grieve and how we grow, and how we hope, how we heal and how we hope again. Several years ago, I wrote this book, Some Hearts Break, but all hearts need some healing. And in the preface, I quoted Ernest Hemingway's words, "The world breaks everyone, and afterward, many are strong at the broken places." Afterwards. There's the word, what we will do in the afterwards. Many will be healed in the afterwards. In this address, I shall try to focus on two concerns. First, the processes of healing the mind. And then I shall secondly focus on the particular part religion and faith can play in that healing of the mind. In the Bible, in the Gospel of St. John, I read to you just a line today. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Biblical scholars have argued and argued again over that statement. But beyond all their argumentation, we're confronted with the power of a word, our word, the words, the word. If God gave us the power of words, if words are so fundamental to human communication, what will we do with them? Thomas Wolfe, somewhere here I have it, in this last edition of Time magazine, has published his book about words, about human speech. Words place the human being above every other species on earth. And words, you see, whether they're thought or spoken, can play a huge part in our life, in our history, in our undoing and in our doings. If God is the Word, how will human beings embrace the Word? How will they use the gift of words? How will they write a word? How will we speak the word? How will we sing the word? So often we make the word and it's false. So often we could make the word authentic and true. Do we believe this one's word? Or are we unsure about that word? If the word was with God, and the word was God, what have we done with the God word that is given to us? So in the turmoil of our minds, healing, the healing word, the healing, it waits its call. 5 things. Healing comes when all is silent. In the quiet places, there is healing. Healing comes with a presence, the presence of a good presence. Healing comes via the presence and the word of that presence. Healing comes by the power of an affirming, favourable word. Healing comes when you reconnect with healing influences around you. Healing comes when you're open to the strengths that are contained in the afterwards. Because in the afterwards, everything can go flat. Or in the afterwards, there can be healing. There are 5 things. Make it 5 plus 1. Healing comes when we revalue ourselves. You know how often we devalue ourselves or are devalued. But when we revalue ourselves, there is healing in that. So the 5 issues plus 1. Healing comes when all is quiet. Healing comes from a good presence. Healing comes from a favourable, affirming word. Healing comes when you reconnect with healing influences around you. Healing comes when you're open to the strengths of afterwards. And healing comes, the plus 1, plus 5, healing comes when you revalue yourself. So that's that. What does religion do? Religion, of course we know, religion, and more particularly those who have been the preachers and purveyors of religion, have often confused the words, confused us one by one and as groups. Confusion is behind us. Religion and things of the spirit have been increasingly abandoned because they're so confusing. But today I'm going to suggest 5 plus 1. 5 ways by which religion can become an effective part of the healing of the mind. Number 1, let religion and faith speak of new beginnings, new growth, new faith. Let religion and faith speak the powerful word of softening and strength. Let religion and faith speak the powerful words of comfort and courage, containing the rush of your anxiety, controlling the rage of your anger. Let religion and faith speak the powerful words that will elevate the human spirit, that will expand the human spirit. 5 things. Hear them again. New beginnings. Religion and faith speak the powerful word of softening and strength. Religion and faith speak the powerful words of comfort and courage. Religion and faith speak the powerful words to elevate and expand the human spirit. Religion and faith speak of life and that powerful ingredient of life in all the varieties of love. 5 things plus 1. The 1 extra. Religion and faith speak of the power of the word you hear. The word that you speak. The word that can change a life. Hear it. Speak it. Let it change the way you live. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God.